Yesterday we are discussed bryophytes. Today I am going to discuss the pteridophytes. Pteridophytes included horsetails and fern plants. Ferns. Pteridophytes also called as a fern. Fern means some fern characters are similar to the gymnosperms, and also included medicinal plants. Pteridophytes are vascular cryptogams. But what is meant by vascular cryptograms? Vascular means vascular tissues. Vascular tissues are first found in Pteridophyta. In the course of evolution, before algae and Bryophyta, they are not find out the vascular tissues. In the course of evolution, first vascular tissues found in Pteridophyta. But what is vascular tissues? Xylem and phloem. Xylem, it containing, there are 4 types of cells. Out of 4 types of cells, trachid cells are present in Pteridophyta. In Pteridophyta and gymnosperms, sieve cells are food conducting channel. They find out the Pteridophyta. So xylem and phloem together known as vascular tissues. First vascular tissues are found in Pteridophyta. The first term Pteridophyta used by Haeckel. Study about pteridophytes is called pteridology. Study about pteridophytes is called pteridology. Pteridophytes are very, very important vascular cryptograms. Pteridophytes included horsetail, ferns and some medicinal plants. And the term Pteridophyta used by Haeckel. Study about pteridophytes is called pteridology. How many stages are present in Bryophyta? There are 2 stages. What are the 2 stages? Gametophyte and sporophyte. What is the dominating stage in Bryophyta? Dominating stage is gametophyte. What is the plight of gametophyte? Haploid. But in Bryophyta, there are 3 classes. In liverworts, mosses and hornworts. In mosses, free dominant stage followed by dominant stage. Dominant stage is called as the gametophyte stage followed by sporophyte. But in pteridophytes also there are 2 stages. Sporophyte. The dominating stage in Pteridophyta is sporophyte. Sporophyte is differentiated root. Roots are adventitious roots. Stem is a rhizome. Rhizome means underground stem. So are you remember underground stem? Example rhizome. Example ginger, curcuma. And also underground stem is present in Pteridophyta. Sporophyte plant body differentiated root, stem and leaves. For example, according to the diagram, these are the roots. Roots are, what type of roots are found in Pteridophyta? Adventitious root. What is the stem in Pteridophyta? Rhizome. What is rhizome means? Underground horizontal stem. Generally stems are growing like this, but stem is underground. Underground means the stems present inside the soil and rhizome means it is growing horizontally inside the soil. So then leaves. There are two types of leaves found in Pteridophyta: microphyllous leaves and macrophyllous leaves. Microphyllous, macrophyllous. What is micro? Micro means small, phyllous means leaves. Small leaves are called as a microphyllous leaf. Microphyllous leaves, example: Lycopodium, Selaginella. Macrophyllous means, macro means large, phyllous means leaves. Macrophyllous leaves are called as a fronds. Found in large leaves are macrophyllous, found in terrace. Okay children, see, in Pteridophyta, dominating stage is sporophyte. Sporophyte is differentiated root, stem, leaves. Roots are called as adventitious root. Stem is a horizontal underground stem, is called as a rhizome, and so then later rachis. What is this? Rachis or rachis. What is meant by rachis? Extension of petiole. Stalk of the leaf is called as a petiole. Extension of petiole is called as a rachis or rachis. Then it is produces smaller leaves or larger leaves. If the smaller leaves are produced, they are called as a macrophyllous leaves. If it produces larger leaves are called as a macrophyllous. Micro means like this. Microphyllous leaves, macrophyllous. Microphyllous leaves are found in Lycopodium and Selaginella. Very important. Microphyllous leaves are found in Selaginella. Macrophyllous leaves are found in terrace. Macrophyllous leaves are called fronds. Then later, so the leaves produces sporangium. In the way so many leaves are present, some leaves produces sporangium. After this leaves, what is this? Sporangium. Leaves produces sporangium is called as a sporophyll. Phill means leaves, sporo means sporangium. In Pteridophyta, some leaves produces sporangium, so sporangium is called sporophyll. So not only not only leaves and some other young leaves are present on the Pteridophyta. They are called as a circinate vernation. Young leaves in Pteridophyta, microphyllous leaves are present, and also another young leaves are called as a circinate vernation. What is meant by circinate vernation? In Pteridophyta, mainly in the terrace, some young leaves and they look like a watch spring like leaves are called as a circinate vernation. All are very important words before the sporophyll. Circinate vernation, and in Pteridophyta some brown color hairs are called as a ramenta. So there are all the new and difficult words. What is meant by ramenta means? All are very important words in Pteridophyta. What is ramenta means? Young brown color hairs are called as a ramenta. Young leaves are called as a circinate vernation. In Pteridophyta already macrophyllous leaves are present in and Lycopodium and Selaginella. Macrophyllous leaves are called as a fronds, found in terrace, And also another type of young leaves are called as a succinate vernation, and brown color hairs are called as a ramenta. So see children, another important word, see here, this is a leaf, this is called as a midrib. Leaf and midrib produces lateral venous. Generally lateral venous are single, but in pteridophyta lateral venous are two branches. Two branches means dichotomous venation. Dichotomous venation found in pteridophyta leaves. So succinate vernation. What is succinate vernation means? Young leaves are called as a succinate vernation. They are look like a watch spring like structures. They are the young leaves. Brown color hairs are called as a ramenta. And in midrib is divided into two branches. Lateral venous are divided into two branches. This is called as a dichotomous venation. Dichotomous venation is present in pteridophyta leaves. The latter, each sporangium, it contains two parts. Before the sporophyll. What is sporophyll means? Leaf produces sporangium. Such leaves are called as a sporophyll. In the apex of the leaf, it is produces young leaves and older leaves. This is the young sporangium and this is the older sporangium. Young sporangium, older sporangium. So there are two types of young and older sporangiums are present in the pteridophyta. It is called as a mixed type of sporangium found in pteridophyta, mainly terrace plants. Then next latter. So once again see children's. So pteridophyte means first you have to remember vascular cryptograms. Vascular means these plants possess vascular tissues. Cryptogame means non-flowering plants. Pteridophyta plants also, they are not do not produce flowers. But what they are found in the course of evolution, after algae, after bryophyta, what they are found in? So they are found in vascular tissues, but not produces flowers. And pteridophyte included horsetail, ferns and medicinal plants are present. First, the pteridophyta term used by Haeckel. Study about pteridophyta is called as a pteridology. In the pteridophyta, the sporophyte plant body differentiated root, stem, leaves. This is the root, this is the stem, this is the leaf. Roots are adventitious roots. Stem is a underground horizontal stem is called as a rhizome. Leaves there are two types of leaves, macrophyllous leaves and microphyllous. Microphyllous leaves means small, micro means small, leaves means micro means small, phyllis means leaves. Microphyllous leaves are found in very important Lycopodium and Selaginella. Macrophyllous leaves are called as a fronds. They are found in Pteridophyta terrace. And in also other young leaves are called as a succinate vernation, which are appear. How it is appear? They are look like a watch spring like structure. And brown color hairs are called as a ramenta. And the venation means lateral venation. What is venation means? Mode of arrangement of leaves. Mode of arrangement of venus in the leaf. For example, see Nana, this is the leaf. This is called as a midvein. This is the midvein. Then later this is the lateral venous. Mode of arrangement of veins in the leaf lamina is called as a venation. But venation is dichotomous. Lateral venous are each one two branches. Two branches are called as a dichotomous venation. Dichotomous venation found in Pteridophyta. Then some leaves produces sporangium is called as a sporophyll. Some leaves produces sporangium is called as a sporophyll. This is the leaf. Leaf produces, what is produces? Sporangium. So this is called as a sporophyll. Which leaves produces sporangium is called as a sporophyll. So each sporangium it contains two parts. What are the two parts? This is called as a stalk. Each sporangium differentiated two parts, stalk and globose body. Globose body. This globose body is covered by thick walled cells. Here in one place or one region it contains thin walled cells. These cells are called as a cap cells or lip cells. Lip cells. What is the ploidy of sporangium? What is the ploidy of sporophyte? 2n. The diploid sporophyte differentiated roots, stem, leaves. Leaves also, root is diploid, stem is diploid, leaf is diploid. When leaf is diploid, automatically what happened? Sporangium also diploid. Sporangium produces spore mother cell. Sporangium produces spore mother cell. Sporophyll, then later spore mother cells. Spore mother cell. Spore mother cell. What is the ploid of spore mother cell? Diploid. Diploid. Spore mother cell undergoes reduction division, produces haploid spores. Haploid spores. Spores are haploid. Sporophyll produces spore mother cell. Spore mother cell undergoes reduction division. What is reduction division? Means meiosis. Undergoes meiosis, produces haploid spore. Haploid spore. Haploid spore. If the spores are, there are two types, homosporous, heterosporous. Heterosporous. But what is the differences? What is the difference between the homosporous and heterosporous? Sporangium produces one kind of spores, is called as a homosporous. Sporangium produces two kinds of spores, is called as heterosporous. Heterosporous is found in very important. So heterosporous found in Selaginella, Salvinia. Selaginella and Salvinia. See children, very important. So sporophyll followed by spore mother cell. Spore mother cell produces spores. Spores are haploid spores. The spores are maybe one kind of sporangium produces one kind of spores, is called as homosporous. Sporangium produces two kinds of spores, is called as a heterosporous. But what are the two kinds of spores means? And microspores and megaspores. Microspores are the larger ones, megaspores are the smaller one. So if it the very important repeated question of the NEET examination, in which type of pteridophyta plants found in heterosporous, means Selaginella and Salvinia, very important. Then each spore, for example, this is the sporangium. Sporangium produces spores. These spores are fall off on the soil. During the unfavorable condition, so covered by thick walled. During the favorable condition, observe the water, exine wall is ruptured with the intine, produces heart-shaped structure, is called as a prothallus. Okay, childrens. Okay, are you understand clearly? Are you clear? So first once again see, first in pteridophyta, if you are understand clearly in pteridophyta, first this is a sporophyte plant body, differentiated roots. Roots are tap roots, stem is a rhizome, and leaves are macro and micro, and micro are microphyllous leaves, produces sporangium, is called as a sporophyll, and then later sporangium produces spores. If it is one kind of homo, it is different, is called as heterosporous. Then later the lip cells are degenerated, or thin walled cells are degenerated. Then later spores are released and fall off on the soil. During the favorable condition, the spore is germinated to form a green color and multicellular heart shaped photosynthetic structure is called as a prothallus. Green color, multicellular, heart shaped photosynthetic structure is called as a prothallus. Prothallus is a gametophyte. But what is meant by gametophyte? Sporophyte produces spores. Sporophyte produces spore mother cell produces spores. But gametophyte produces gametes. Gametes are produced from the reproductive organ in prothallus. Different
శ్రీ మహంకాళి జ్యోతిష్యాలయం సికింద్రాబాద్. ముఖం చూసి
rhizoids. Male reproductive organs are called as a antheridium. So green color, once again children, green color, multicellular, heart shaped photosynthetic structure is called as a prothallus. Prothallus is differentiated. This portion is called as a dorsal, this one is called as a ventral. Ventral side produces rhizoids. Here the rhizoids produces male reproductive organ is called as a antheridium. Near the ventral side produces archegonium. That means gametophyte produces antheridium and archegonium. Antheridium is a male reproductive organ, archegonium is a female reproductive organ. Antheridium produces, for example, this is the antheridium. Antheridium produces male gamete. Male reproductive organ produces male gamete. Male gametes are multiciliated male gametes. Multiciliated male gametes. It is one of the important fern character. Fern means pteridophyta. So for example, when comparatively bryophyta, antheridium produces male gamete. Male gamete is a anthrozoids or biflagellated male gamete. But in pteridophyta, prothallus gametophyte produces male gamete. Male gamete is a multiciliated. Biflagellated or flagellated male gametes are produced by bryophyta and multiciliated male gametes produced by pteridophyta. Then later, after the formation of matured antheridium, thin-walled cells are and breaking or dehiscency, male gametes are released. Multiciliated male gametes are released from the antheridium. Then later, so and in archegonium it contains, this portion is called as a venter, this is called as a neck. Neck canal cells are thin-walled cells, they are degenerated. Then and venter produces egg cell. Then so male gamete moves towards the female gamete. Where is present female gamete? Female gamete is present inside the archegonium. Then later it reaches the male gamete, reaches the female gamete. Fusion of male and female gamete is called as a fertilization. What is the fertilization product? Zygote. Fertilization product is zygote. Fusion of male and female gamete is called as a fertilization or syngamy. The fertilization product is called as a zygote. Zygote develops into a embryo. So here one more important, very important repeated question in the NEET examination. So the movement of male gamete reaches the female gamete required water. In Bryophyta and Pteridophyta, fertilization required water. Very, very important, children. What is fertilization? Antheridium, male reproductive organ is called as antheridium. Antheridium produces male gamete, and female reproductive organ is called as archegonium. Archegonium produces in the venter, produces egg cell. Then later male gamete, multiciliated male gamete moves towards the female gamete with the help of water. Then after reaches into the venter, fusion of male and female gamete produces zygote. Zygote develops into a embryo. Embryo, next stage is called as a seed. So in Pteridophyta, precursor of seed stage absent. But what is precursor? Next zygote, next stage, what is zygote? Next stage embryo. Embryo, next stage embryo develops into a seed. Embryo develops into a seed. The seed stage is absent because of Pteridophyta plants cryptogram. Cryptograms means non-flowering plants and do not bear seeds. Do not bear seeds because of embryo not develops into a seed because of in Pteridophyta precursor of seed stage observed or present in the Pteridophyta plants. Then after that, then degeneration of the prothallus. Degeneration of the prothallus. Degeneration of prothallus, what is present inside the prothallus? Inside the archegonium, embryo is present. What is present in the archegonium? Embryo. Then degeneration of the neck and venter, then embryo develops into a sporophyte. Sporophyte. What is the plight of sporophyte? Diploid. But why it is diploid means when the fusion of male and female gamete produces zygote. Zygote is diploid, then embryo also diploid. Embryo develops into a sporophyte. So finally, what you understand in the alternate stages of the Pteridophyta is sporophyte, then later gametophyte. But both are independent. When comparatively in Bryophyta, for example, this is the roots, rhizoids, this is the stem, this is the leaves, this is the leaves. Then later antheridium, archegonium, this is called as a sporophyte. And sporophyte depend on the gametophyte. Sporophyte depend on the gametophyte. But when comparatively in Pteridophyta, this is the sporophyte stage. This is the gametophyte. Both are independent. They are not depend on the and one to the another. Then means first dominant stage is sporophyte, then followed by gametophyte. Sporophyte produces spores. Spores then develops into prothallus. Prothallus produces antheridium, archegonium, then archegonium, and after archegonium, inside the archegonium, it is takes the fertilization. Fertilization produces zygote, embryo, then later develops into a embryo. Embryo develops into a new sporophyte. Then next after that, children, if you are understand algae and Bryophyta classes, like Pteridophyta also, pteridophytes. There are 4 classes. What are the 3 classes of algae? Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae, Rhodophyceae. Like in Bryophyta, Hepaticopsida, Anthoceratopsida and mosses. Like here also, Pteridophyta, it is included, there are 4 classes. Coelopsida, Lycopsida, Spinopsida, Pteropsida. So like algae and bryophyta, there are 4 classes present in pteridophyta. What are the 4 classes? Coelopsida, Lycopsida, Spinopsida, Pteropsida. Coelopsida example, Coelotum. Very, very important. All the examples are very important. Coelopsida example, Coelotum. Lycopsida example, Lycopodium. And Coelagenella. In Spinopsida example, Equisetum. Pteridopsida example, Pteris, Dryopteris, Adiantum, Marsilia. How many leaves are present in Marsilia? Means there are 4 leaves are present in the Marsilia. It is a aquatic plants. And Salvinia. Salvinia is the example of heterosporous. Heterosporous means there two kinds of spores produced by sporangium is called as a heterosporous. Heterosporous example, Salvinia and Coelagenella. Next, then after this, next topic is stele. What is meant by stele? Stele. In pteridophyta, what is stele mean? Stele is included pericycle and vascular tissues and medulla and medulla res. So there are 4 types of steles they found in the pteridophyta. For example, protostele, siphonostele, solanostele, dictyostele. Okay, how many types of steles are found in pteridophyta? What is stele means? Internal structure of the root and stem is called as a stele. A stele consisting pericycle, vascular tissue. What is vascular tissues means? Vascular bundles means xylem and phloem. And medulla res, it is nothing but it is called as a stele. For example, how many types of steles are present? Protostele, siphonostele, solanostele, dictyostele. What is protostele? Xylem and phloem. This is called as a xylem. Xylem surrounded by phloem is called as a protostele. Then next in this, medulla, xylem and phloem. This is called as a medulla surrounded by xylem surrounded by phloem. Such type of stele is called as a siphonostele. Solanostele. What is meant by siphonostele? Siphonostele with leaf gaps is called as a solanostele. But what is meant by last one? Dictyostele. Dictyo means dissected stele. Dissected means stele is divided into there are and different and pieces or fragment of and stele. So each stele is called as a meristele. Meristele is dictyostele is found in Pteris. Okay, students here. So what is stele means? Internal structure of the root and stem, and the stele consist or contain pericycle, vascular tissues, medulla. In some plants, medulla res, for example in angiosperm, dicot stem already you studied in, and medulla res. There are 4 kind of protostele means this is the xylem. X means xylem surrounded by phloem is called as a protostele, and medulla surrounded by xylem surrounded by phloem. Such type of stele is called as a siphonostele. Siphonostele with small gaps, leaf gaps is called as a solanostele, and dictyostele means dissected stele. Stele is divided into a fragments or pieces. Each stele is called as a meristele. Such type of stele is called as dictyostele. Dictyostele found in pteridophyta. Okay, so children in and study about pteridophytes is called as a pteridology. How many and stages are present means gametophyte and sporophyte. Both are independent stages. Mari who first term used pteridophyta means Haeckel. Okay, what are the types of plants in pteridophyta? Medicinal plant, horsetail, ferns. Okay, brown color leaves are called as a ramenta. Young leaves are called as a Sarcinate vernation. What type of venation found in pteridophyta? Dichotomous vein. What is meant by dichotomous? The midrib produces lateral vein. Lateral venous produces divided into a two rows of the leaves is dichotomous. Leaf produces sporangium. Such leaves are called as a sporophyll. But what type of roots are found in pteridophyta? Roots are taproot system. Stem is a rhizome. Leaf is a macrophyllous and microphyllous. Microphyllous leaves example Lycopodium and Selaginella. Macrophyllous leaves example Pteris. And heterosporous found in Selaginella and Salvinia. Green color multicellular heart shaped photosynthetic structure is called as a prothallus. Prothallus produces male reproductive organ is called as antheridium, female reproductive organ is called as a archegonium. Then antheridium produces male gamete, archegonium produces female gamete. Both are fusion and produces zygote. Zygote develops into embryo, and next stage is steer stage. Precursor of the steer stage found in and pteridophyta. Then embryo develops into a sporophyte. Okay.